before I start yapping away about this, I feel like I should acknowledge that it might be myself and 12 other people on planet Earth that truly deeply care about this issue, but I find it fascinating, and I think it's something that every baseball fan out there should know. The equipment that MLB players are using this year is different. The baseball itself, the whole thing that the game is named after, baseball, the baseballs are different and they affect every single play that is happening on a baseball field this year in Major League Baseball. That feels like a huge deal to me and should be a big deal to the baseball community. The Athletic on Friday, that was June 13th, released an article titled MLB's Baseball is Behaving Differently Again, but no one seems to know why. So MLB's baseball, like the baseball that baseball uses, is hand stitched. And each year it's kind of a little different because it goes through a very specific manufacturing process. They've kind of nailed it down in the last couple of years, as the Athletic here outlines. The article is written by Eno Saris and Evan Drelich. They write a beautiful article here detailing the manufacturing of the baseball and everything that's going on this season. And let's talk about the manufacturing for a second before we get into the drag issue that is happening with the MLB baseball. So they've nailed down how to make the baseball because, like I said, it's hand stitched, but there are very specific ways they need to make this baseball. They've gotten the core to be a little less bouncier in recent years. The process of storing the baseball is now different because every MLB stadium has the same storing process now. So you're getting consistent ball when it goes from like shipping it to you and then storing it and then out onto the field. But the thing that seems to have changed this year is the seams. And we'll get back to that because the seams seem to be causing a drag issue. And the drag issue is what this article investigates, because they write, a review by The Athletic of MLB's publicly available data shows there has been more drag on the ball in 2025 than in any of the other 9 seasons that MLB has tracked it. As a result, equally hard-hit fly balls are coming up 4 feet short on average. That seems like a huge deal. When baseballs are hit, they're falling 4 feet short. I will read 2 more pieces from the article that I feel like are going to give you a good picture on what's going on with the drag. So they continue in the article and they write, the mean drag coefficient this year is 0.3514. That's the mean coefficient drag. 0.3514. Bunch of science numbers, don't really know. The previous high in the StatCast era was 0.3462 in 2016. What that means is something about the ball is causing it to drag more through the air, which would theoretically reduce how far the ball would go. That's the main point. There's more drag on the ball. It's causing it to not fly as far, and the balls are falling a little bit short. Now, MLB tried to defend what was going on with the balls, and they said that the stats are pretty similar to last year's stats, so there isn't much to worry about. They said home runs per ball in play were at 4.2% this year compared to 4.1% in 2024. Batting average, the people are hitting 240 compared to last year, and they're hitting 244 this year. Runs per game are at 8.6, and they're at 8.7 last year. So MLB's like, everything's fine. Look at these numbers. What The Athletic uncovered is that across 28 of the 30 MLB stadiums this year, so they took out the 2 ballparks that are minor league ballparks because the A's, who are transitioning from Oakland to Sacramento to Las Vegas, are playing in a minor league ballpark, in Tampa because of the hurricane that devastated Tropicana Field are also playing in a minor league ballpark. The Yankees minor league affiliate stadium, they're playing there. The home runs, so they took out those 2 stadiums, and they write that home runs in those 28 ballparks as a percentage of fly balls hit in March, April, and May of this year, so 3 full months of this MLB calendar year, are at an 8-year low. Home runs as a percentage of fly balls are at an 8-year low. Plus, we go back to the beginning where they write that fly balls, hard hit fly balls, are coming up an average of 4 feet short. I think there's enough evidence here that the balls aren't going as far as they should be. And Andrew McCutchen, who is a player for the Pittsburgh Pirates, tweeted out some info, because I didn't know we'd get breaking news from reporter Andrew McCutchen, who's just playing baseball and not and being a reporter as well. But Andrew McCutchen tweeted this out on Saturday, June 14th, a day after the Athletics article came out talking about the drag. The Athletic did not get info from MLB acknowledging why the balls might be different. But remember I mentioned the seams? Andrew McCutchen got this answer from Major League Baseball. He tweeted, "I was told by a rep for MLB that the balls are indeed different this year. They stated higher seams, which produces more drag on baseball, causing baseballs to not travel as far as they should. When asked why, I was told every baseball is hand sewn, so no ball is the same. When I asked if there is something that can be done about correcting the current performance of this year's baseballs, I was told there was nothing that can be done about it this season, but they are working hard on getting to the bottom of why the seams are higher. So yeah, you're not wrong, Ben." That was Ben, a Mets beat reporter, beat writer, who tweeted out a video that said, "You can't convince me MLB isn't using dead balls." And they are. It is a fact that they are acknowledging that this year the balls do not fly as far as in years past, and MLB is taking the stance that everybody's playing with the same balls, so it's even playing field. But if you were expecting to hit that extra 4 feet and get those extra home runs that you would have had last season, that's not the case for hitters this year. This year, pitchers just have an advantage over where the balls were last year. They're just playing a different game in baseball this year in comparison to last year because they changed the physical object of the game. Baseball is different this year, and it's not by like a crazy amount. I'm not saying they're playing with metal bats or there's now 20 players on the field instead of 9. It's nothing egregious, but these small things to professional athletes, I feel like they're big things because we all know the margins in professional sports are the slimmest they can be at any level. We're talking little percentages of advantages is what all of these players are looking for because they are the best of the best in the world. And you can't tell me that batters aren't unhappy that they've started this year at a very slight disadvantage to pitchers across the board for the entire season. And the MLB, just because they can't really manufacture a whole new set of balls, just has to accept that that's how it is. Like, there's nothing MLB is going to do about this because they've made the balls for this year. Like, this is crazy to me. And it's insane that we are playing a game of baseball with a different baseball. Like, that's just, it does change from year to year. Like, that is something that they acknowledge in the Athletic article. The baseball does take wild swings year in and year out sometimes because, as MLB acknowledges, when you are hand making something, it is a little different. But this year, the fact that fly balls are flying short by 4 feet feels like a little deal that's actually a huge deal. And we just all got to sit back and be like, okay, next year you'll get it right, and the baseballs will be back to the baseballs that we expect, or maybe the baseballs that just aren't this year's baseballs. It's fascinating to me. I don't know if you find it fascinating as well, but I'm going to be watching out for dead fly balls from now until the end of the season. And maybe we get another update from MLB. Maybe they will be able to get lower seams on the baseball come maybe the post All-Star break or something like that. Who knows? Like, maybe we'll hear from Rob Manfred. Maybe we won't. We will see. Wait and see. Let me know what you think about this in the YouTube comments on the Jesse Blake Sports Report YouTube channel. That's it for me right now. Thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but chose to be watching or listening right now, and I appreciate you for that. Don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to hit subscribe. I will see you again very soon. Good night. Good night. And there we go. Good night from Toronto. There we go.